Um, this is Funton Daniel. I am speaking here from this wonderful great nations, United States. Fellow brothers and citizens of these great nations, I cannot be proud being one of the citizens of these great nations. But however, I was born somewhere and I migrated from somewhere, and right now I am in these nations and I am so proud to be the citizen of these wonderful nations. But however, historically, I will never forgotten where I came from. Today, my people are being slaughtered, they are being burned down, they are being killed, homes are being discarded, people are being disfigured by a country to whom we welcome in our home. I stand here as one of the sons and many others that are out there that happen to be the sons and daughters of the Southern Cameroon or former West Cameroon. We were never a colonial territory of the neighboring country La Republique. We were never a conquered territory of the neighboring country La Republique. We have witnessed a sharp murdering, slaughtering, and killing of our people. The world body want to force La Republique on our people. But I am here, speaking here, say no to United States, no to Germany, no to Great Britain, no to France. That our people must be free. We deserve a government that is accountable to our fellow brothers and sisters. A government that protects the citizens, not a government that's slaughtering our people. La Republique doesn't care, because if how many people are being killed, it doesn't affect the neighboring country La Republique, because they are not their citizens. And so it doesn't affect them. So if they are sent to kill, slaughter, it affects those that are less concerned to them. Hey, the people of these great nations, U.S. Congress, U.S. Senate, I want to take a moment to thank you that it's time. We shouldn't put this under debate. It's time for unilateral action. If the United States can do something better, let the United States unilaterally recognizing the people of Southern Cameroon, the former British trustee territory, by recognizing them as a people, is definitely going to cut this massive killing. This is the Southern Cameroon last government. Our people has demonstrated that they were a nation, and they have demonstrated an elected officials, and they have a cabinet, they have a legitimate government, that power was transferred from one power to the next. As the U.S. State Department, that they don't want to meddle in the state internal affairs of the neighboring country La Republique du Cameroon. Yes, I will agree. But unfortunately, they have never, since 1960, when France tabled the document of this La Republique to the United Nations, they have not demonstrated that they can transfer power from one elected officials to the next since they gained their independence in 1960 under the initiative of France. This is the first task that show that they will officially transfer power, but they haven't demonstrated that they are willing to do such a move. First of all, this Professor Maurice Kamto, this is the true story. This is the true fact. Professor Maurice Kamto asked the election committee, the elector, to give them the list of the exact number of registered voting stations. Unfortunately, they gave it without knowingly, because the person in charge of voter fraud in La Republique is now in jail. And so the current incoming territorial administration is not aware of that voting fraud machinery. And so when they unfortunately gave this result of the actual voting, and so Professor Maurice Kamto is based his factual on the actual voting result, Meanwhile, La République is attempting to create what is known as the ghost voting card. The ghost voting card that would overwhelmingly give La République, the current brutal dictatorship, another mandate of 7 years that will make him 92 when this election ends. Our people of Southern Cameroon is tired. Our people deserve something better. Our people, this is the last government of the Southern Cameroon, the former West Cameroon, or the British Trustee Territory. We have demonstrated that we can manage an effective government. And our people has demonstrated since the 57-58 till the last government of the Southern Cameroon in 1965. This was the leaders of the Southern Cameroon Prime Minister. It was A.N. Ngumjua. A.N. Ngumjua was the last Prime Minister of the Southern Cameroon. He was assassinated by Ahijo. Before his assassinations, these were the list of his cabinet. N.N. Bile, Secretary of State for Works and Treasury. J.N. Lamfo, Secretary of State for Local Government. L.M. Ndamuko, Secretary of State for Education and Social Welfare. N.M. Monono, Parliamentary Secretary for Minister of Works. A.W. Wenga, Parliamentary Secretary for Minister of Local Government. F.N. Jebe, Song Secretary of State for Agriculture. J.N. Sam, Secretary of State for Forest and Veterinary Services. S.N.G. Yor, Parliamentary Secretary for Minister of Agriculture. Mr. N. Fonchas, Sergeant at the Arms. B.P. Ayuk, Acting Clerk Assistant. J.H. Ngaje, Secretary of State for Cooperative and Communication Development. S.E. Cha, Secretary of State for Prime Minister's Office. S.N. Tanfu, Secretary of State for Economic and Planning. P. Mua, Secretary of State for Interior. Dr. E. M. Endele, leaders of the House of Assembly. And P.M. Kemcha, Minister of Finance. These were the last cabinet of the people of Southern Cameroon, has demonstrated that they were taken over from previous administration. There was a transfer of power from one government to the next. Why is it imperative that we must stay with La République? I am asking United States. It's imperative that United States unilaterally recognizing the people of Southern Cameroon and discard this mass atrocity and murdering and slaughtering of our people. By simply recognizing the people, then assist the people to be able to organize a meaningful and political reform in our territory. We welcome the United States government to carry on this initiative. Our people will not in any circumstances will support any La République regime. We will die till the last person is killed. I am serious. I am making this statement that the U.S. Department of Defense, I am making this statement U.S. State Department, I am making this statement the White House, I am making this statement to the U.S. Secretary of State. I am making this statement to the British Crown, Theresa May. Our people have got enough. We do not in any circumstances support to live together with this neighboring country, La République du Cameroon. We want to unilaterally recognize our people, and that is the way we can move forward. It's time to recognize them. We will willing to welcome the German government if that is what they are already debating in the German parliament. We don't want debate. We want simply recognize us as a people, and we will welcome any government that will assist us by providing us all the initial preparation as we move forward towards this. Our people in no circumstances will support or stand with La République du Cameroon. I am serious, and I am making the world to take this as a matter of seriousness. The German government has demonstrated, and they are already debating, especially the opposition in the German parliament. So we will welcome the German parliament. We will welcome a meaningful recognition of our people. We do not need a vote at the United Nations. We are simply a nation. Article 1608 of the United Nations Charter recognizes us as a people, and we will use every avenue to support and sustain our people. We have got enough of killing in our people. By simply recognize us as a people is the way forward. By extending your hand as our leadership, and we will be willing by first recognize us as a nation, as a people that is willing to have a self-determination. And therefore, we will welcome the German parliament to recognize us and to be organized a meaningful democratic will structure for the good of the people of Southern Cameroon, now the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. I am deeply, and my people back home has demonstrated in this last election of neighboring country and the recent celebration of the October 1st, which marked the day of our independence. We have demonstrated this. I don't know what spirit we can prescribe or describe how to move forward, but I can assure the world community that this is the time to support a legitimate people of the Southern Cameroon as we move forward. By forging La République on behalf of the people, you are simply forging an elephant to live together with a lion. And so the lion will never live together with a tiger. And so, except they were born together, but we were never born together with the neighboring country, La République. So we welcome the United States government to immediately recognize the people of Southern Cameroon as a nation. By so doing so, it will create this animosity that is going on and the massive killing. Our people are being, our family are being murdered each day. Our people are being killed each day. And we will never, in any circumstances, surrender or give in to La République until the last person, maybe me, will be the last person to be killed before we will give in the surrender. I want the United States to recognize this, that this is a matter of seriousness. This is a matter of urgency that the United States need to recognize.